Hey Sagittarius, welcome back for your December read. Those of you who are new are very warm welcome. And those of you who are returning, welcome back, guys. Now, if you are wanting a booking over the silly season, the link is below. Yes, I do emergency bookings. If you're needing to, especially due to the astrology come January and with the eclipse season coming up, book ahead, and then should you need the support, it will be there. For those of you who don't know, I'm a psychic medium as well as a twin flame. I'm also going to be giving away free readings to a subscriber per month, and depending on my schedule, I may offer more. So if you have subscribed, lucky you. And stay tuned also for the astrology updates, the new moon and the full moon energies, any twin flame updates. I will be coming to you live for those energies. Now, I've pulled the cards very differently and I'm doing them super intuitively. The aspects that are being made this month, obviously I will discuss in a different video, and I'll try and put the link in the box. But I have pulled the animal totem cards and I'm directly channeling them and picking up any messages that I've got from them. The energy of last month, what I'm actually picking for you guys is it wore you out, and that can be to do with the Jupiter energy. Moving in between now and December, it's a very, very unique time. Yes, it's very traditional for it to be, quite tense due to the fact that we're moving towards Christmas and New Year's. But again, connected to the astrology, you will find it a very anxious time, quite full on and trying to achieve things, and very reflective, more so than usual. Now, your crowning energy, what I'm intuitively picking is due to the fact that Jupiter is going through a transformative state. It has been in your sign. Now, you have Celestial Teacher in reverse, and I'm feeling, there's a burnout. There's a time for R&R and there's a time for wind down. And I'm going to pull a clarifier on your crowning energy. And I did pick up the deck before I started recording. It was like, okay, let's confirm what this is about. One message that's coming through, and this has been coming through for a lot of individuals, especially with the Pluto aspect that has been going on. We are moving into, obviously, eclipse season in the next 2 months. At the same time, we're having a conjunction of Pluto. Now, Pluto is the planet of births, deaths, and endings. There might have been a person or a situation that ended, and you've been recovering from it. More than likely, I'm feeling you haven't had time to do this recuperation because it has been quite a full-on year. And I'm feeling as though the pause is almost the sheer exhaustion to actually reflect upon that, and let's tune further. I do feel for those of you that have a person that has passed over, the energy of that subject matter might be coming up, be it they were a positive energy in your life or a negative. You're also seeing a situation very uniquely, and there's a lesson connected to this. The clarification card is falseness. And what I'm saying, you've got the Celestial Teacher in reverse. Now, I do feel you need a crown chakra clearing. It's like universe is asking you to do something. Universe is giving you a message. But at the same time, it feels as though it's quite distorted. And this can be due to the fact that you run down. And again, I'm feeling a lot of Neptunian energy. It may have been something that you were to realize during the retrograde cycle, and it hasn't ended. It's a cycle that hasn't ended as yet. It can be some sense of conflict, and you're in a battle, with your spirituality and what you believe you're wanting to do. It's a number 7. I feel a very anxious energy. Maybe nervous, but just on that subject matter, whatever it is you're directly dealing with, it feels like it hasn't moved beyond that point. So there's a situation that you dealt with that was perhaps uneasy, potentially toxic. You had a feeling of vibration or an opinion about it. And it's interesting because your overall energy for the month, I pulled 3 cards for it, and I have got further in, and we've got your romance house further down, so it's going to be an overall read. You've got offerings. It's like this may be a situation where somebody actually reaches out and helps you, but you're also reflective of what was offered to you that was not potentially taken. Some of you may have some very good news, but at the same time, I feel you've got so much going on that you're not even remotely fazed by it. It does feel quite a stuck energy. Some of you might be getting out of one situation and into another. I do feel work has been quite tiresome. With this offerings card, there's a few energies. It does feel like a circle or a group connection. And with that group connection, there may be a gathering and you may choose to go elsewhere. But I do feel this is quite a social energy as well. But again, I am feeling a lot of fatigue energy. With the fatigue energy, I just feel there's going to be a lot of social events, but I don't feel the actual need for you to attend. And it's like a feeling. It may be through work, it might be through functions for New Year. Your friends are calling you. It just feels you need the wind down time to actually recuperate. And I feel you're going to be closest to your nearest and dearest. You're going to be very selective about who you actually deal with. It is a time frame this month, and you've got a spirit of fire. Use your Mars energy, and we'll have to look at the astrology, but I'm hearing Mars energy and base chakra. So connecting in with your tribe, the spirit of fire, there can be a lot of Mars energy going on here for you, where you feel you're not seeing things eye to eye, or you're being very strong in your opinions or your views. It's also a very passionate time, but on the home front, and when it does connect to these individuals, it can be a very fertile time as well, especially with the sacral chakra activated, okay? So do be very mindful. If you're not wanting to have any children, just be quite mindful. I'm feeling as though there's a lot of Mars energy coming through here, though. I feel the need for you to get away, and it might be on your own. It might be a camping trip or something to that degree. But at the same time, I'm hearing you have responsibilities. You've got things you need to do, but you're really, really overdue for a break. This can be, again, I'm hearing it's like almost a suggestion to do something different. It might be, and I'm going to pull clarifiers on these because you have a very, very interesting read coming through. You're sad about a situation. This can be to do with a gathering. This can be to do with feeling stuck in the middle, piggy in the middle of a situation. For the offerings, you know, especially since we're heading towards Christmas and New Year's, it is quite a social season. You've got melancholia as your crowning energy connected to this as your clarification. And it does look in the background like there is a rainbow, but it's quite smogged out by the clouds. So there can be a situation that you're dealing with, especially with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, which is very much connected to your career. We're winding down the year. Some of that energy is transferring over. And you're to the point where you wish for calmer days, you wish for simpler times, but I am feeling you to feel quite piggy in the middle in a situation. You don't quite know what to do. Yeah, you're hoping that it's going to come. You're hoping in the future, because this card literally is looking that way, which is to the future. You're hoping it's going to pan out, and you're sort of waiting for some sense of aha moment, epiphany, or heads up as to what to do. There is a lot going on with you personally at a healing level, and you know, regardless of these other 3D things going on, it's almost these situations have occurred energetically from universe to remove you from people and places and things to meditate, because you know, when we get the card listen, I had it years ago, and we tend to think, oh, we're going to hear something from someone. Listen is the vibration of during that vibration, what directly are you sensing and feeling inside your vibrational core field. So what you are feeling about a situation is as relevant as what other people's opinions are, but it's probably more important because you can root into the link of why this is going on. Now, it feels you're unable to go anywhere, and it can be making you angry because you've got journey in reverse connected to spirit of fire. Again, I was picking Mars energy. It's this anger. It might be due to obligations, responsibilities, frustrated energy, not getting signs from the universe, movement not happening. But I am feeling the need for alone time. Now, you've got tribal dance upright. And this has been coming through in all the reads so far. This is either that a person in the group or you is to learn a lesson, okay? Because you've got scholar in reverse and it's tribal dance. It might be again. I'm just literally feeling like there is a blockage and a need for you to be alone. You're not like people are in a happy mood. It might be you have a lot of love in this connection. Group, people, places, things. But again, there's something you're seeking. This can be internal peace. It can be just, downtime. It can be, again, I'm just really feeling a very quiet energy. There's love in reverse. So it's like, I'm not feeling as though there's not love there. I'm feeling you're not feeling that vibration. So it's making it very complicated for you to get into the swing of things. By mid-month, this energy may change. But where it stands moving into it in your meditation, yeah, you've got no more oomph left to go, okay? It's like you're not fighting for something that doesn't feel connected. I do feel for those of you that are on a fence connected to social events, movement, decisions you're going to make. I'm really feeling, in general, you have such a fatigued energy that you'll be quite happy to park up on the couch. I just feel a very muted energy. We're going to get in further into the reading. We'll hyperlink and look back at the top again. Just even sitting in the vibration of your energy at the moment, it's almost... well, you got soldier in reverse. It's like shell-shocked. That's really what it's feeling. Now, with your finances, you're wanting more freedom in your life, okay? This might be actually assessing and sitting there during the Christmas, New Year's break, depending on what you celebrate, and doing a lot of reflection during the holiday season. And when I call it silly season, it's more silly than most because it has been quite a full-on year. So it's almost, when I hear silly season in my mind's eye, it's making sense of everything that's transpired. And really needing that break, away. Also wanting more freedom financially and sitting there and making an action plan. I do feel last month some of this come to light. Especially with Sagittarius being in Jupiter, I really do feel you might have burnt the candle at both ends. I do feel for those of you, if you've lost faith in a passion and a hobby or value, it is because you're burnt out. There also is a need for meditation on these scenarios. You could be very concerned about your financial situation as well. Astrologically, they do say between December and January, it is hard. So if you can put a little bit away, as I've warned in previous videos, it's handy to have. But a lot of times when you're needing to manifest finances, a lot of these things happen for a reason. And it's not just the traditional reasons. It's literally to help another person upgrade energetically. So potentially, if you're in a partnership and there was a karmic lesson that they needed to learn, or, a way in which for you to trust a process, potentially we are going down the right road, but we took a wrong left turn. And the divine timing connected to it is present. But I am really feeling interesting. I'm going to come back to this because there's a connection. For some of you that are in a connection, that have children, there may be alimony maintenance energy going on, because there's two cards as a clarifier. You've got priest in reverse, which can be a connection breaking down. Even though it's in your financial sector, it's the look at the money and what's going on potentially with it. So it can be for some of you a separation, or that had already transpired and you're still trying to recoup from it. It also can be losing faith in a situation and knowing you have responsibilities. But for some of you, it can very much be you're on the fence and you're thinking, look at my finances, I'm really burnt out. What do I do with this? How do I make sure this is all balanced? There's also a new beginning, especially with the child energy coming through. It is a new beginning, being that it's freedom horse. It is moving in a totally different direction and applying your energy in a totally different way. Now, I do feel you'll remain in a similar genre in employment. You have ancient forest. This can also be networking. It could also be doing something that a father figure, mother figure did, something directly connected to your DNA. But again, I'm also hearing, you know, getting out in Mother Nature, doing things the old way. And being a vibrational number 4 year next year, it really is beneficial for, you know, working in tribes. So really selecting who you want to be with, who you feel connected to spiritually, with work, with your friendship circles, and a lot of that's really transferring. I do feel there might be a toxic energy around you that's really, you're seeing the truth in a situation, okay? So I feel you're going to have a very realistic view of your work-related domain. But I do feel for those of you that are on the fence and you're thinking about moving to a different career, I think you'll do something quite similar. With the tools you have at hand and the education, etc. It's like a skill that you have that can be reapplied in a different position potentially. But I do feel it's also networking with the people that are in your social circle, and I feel it'll be through word of mouth. Now, with your family, there's a situation that's up in the air at the moment. This can be, even my stomach tuning into your energy, it feels quite anxious. This may be, for some of you, at a family gathering, it might be up in the air as to what to do. There also might be an ex or somebody to that degree at a social function. So this can be causing conflict as well. There also can be due to a romantic situation. You're not quite sure what to do with this family related dynamic. This can be within your own relationship or connected to mother, father, sister, brother. Something's really up in the air. And I think you're wanting to be quite fancy free. You're just going with the flow with it. Yeah, you're not ready to cement any ideas. You're just really taking some time out. Some of you, however, it may be where you feel not connected to this person, but that's not for all of you. Definitely with next month's astrology and this month's, very much if you're in alignment with the person, things will flow. But if it's not, we do have Venus retrograde next year, and we have Juno retrograde as well. So especially with the Saturn, Pluto, Capricorn energy going on, if something is not in alignment and it's not serving you, you may very well end that cycle. And that's for everyone collectively. It's not just for Sagittarius. In love, I do feel there's a potential to heal. So it might be that you guys have had so much going on during the year. A reconciliation had occurred or is to occur, and healing is required on this. But you have to trust your intuition about how to do that, because it is our medicine. So it's really interesting that you have celestial teacher in reverse, because very much, you know, Gaia, source, you know, signs, synchronicities, they all come from source, but it's in reverse. So I do feel you need to do some crown chakra clearing and some third eye clearing, and also your chakras feel out of balance, but it is due to the fact you're worn down. And what you do tend to find is when they're worn out, your auric field diminishes. It's a bit like a force field, so it doesn't vibrate correctly and you attract the same as what you're vibrating. So it's very important to take some meditation time and get your vibration up, and that's taking some R&R, using your bath salts, using smudge sticks, getting into Mother Nature, doing things very simply, and it can also be taking a simpler position so that you can have more work, family, life balance, for those of you who that applies. I do feel, regardless of whether you're single or coupled, there is in love healing in this situation. Some of you may have felt it was quite toxic at a point. And it doesn't even have to be the person. You know, no one's going to take from you what's truly yours. If you need to take a moment and you need to think about a situation, it's saying really sit and pause. I just feel very sad energy. And I'm hearing it's not your fault. There's been a lot going on. You've had a lot going on. You're very tired. Some of you are going to take a camping trip or a caravan, you know, and just go, even if it's for a few days. And some of you, it might even be with this love interest. The unseen of what you're seeing is the cycle of life hasn't ended. And again, I'm picking up ancestor energy. This can be paperwork, contracts and legalities that some of you might be dealing with, to do with a loved one. And ending a chapter of what's not working. So bizarre that I started yawning. Whenever I'm channeling an energy, when I channel energy, if I yawn, it means, especially with the gut, like literally your sacral chakra and solar plexus are very agitated at the moment. You know, head and heart decision, trusting your head and your gut, because I feel it's very disconnected from the heart chakra. It's very head and gut. And the owl medicine, I feel it's in your ball court, because it's stating nothing's going to be taken from you. And, you know, with the unseen, a cycle of life actually in reverse that hasn't come to an end. Clarification card, service in reverse. Something's not working, but something hasn't completed. And I feel as though it's an energy of you completing this. I'm going to pull another card to ask what this energy is about, because I feel they're directly linked. And I also feel the cycle of life is the overall energy. Yeah, you're stuck. Only you can free yourself from this situation. It's like it's in your mind. Again, mental prison. A lot of toxic energy. The mind is an amazing thing. I feel you're going to reach a close on this, because the agitated energy is coming up in a sense that you're needing to make a decision, but you might go through, I'm going to pull a chakra card, you may go through a stage of being quite cross, but I think you're too tired. And look, it's not all of you is going to be related to a relationship. It can be a group, a community, or a job. There is healing going on here for you, Sagittarius. You're looking at your movement in life, and this is very much Jupiter. This is your energy. Throat chakra is your energy. Mercury and Jupiter is very much connected to throat chakra. Needing to communicate your truth. The clarification card is, you know, you haven't spoken it, but you're vibrating it. So there's something you're wanting to change. There's something you sense and feel. And I do feel, look, being upright is very positive. I do feel you're going to find the words. And you need to communicate with yourself, because this being a 7, Wow. This being a 7, it's very spiritual, but it's being really gentle with yourself. You know, this lesson of what you're learning is self-love. It's not about a person, place, or thing. It's, you know, when we hear the card listen, it means, what do you feel? How do you feel about these dynamics playing out? I feel you do need to have R&R. Definitely pulled in too many directions. Definitely feeling like you've been walking on a tightrope for a while. What you can balance, I do feel you're going to reprioritise what's very, very important, but you have a much needed requirement of rest. You in your own mind in your romance house is looking at a situation and going, how the devil did I get here? I don't know where I got here. I don't know how to get back to what it was. Like, you're just feeling very fatigued. Yeah. Fatigued by trying to bring everything together. It's the whole year's energy. Your love interest card, they're moving forward regardless, and this can be affecting you. It's like, you know, they're sort of waiting on you. They're waiting on you. They're doing the best they can. They're standing in their truth. I'm going to pull clarifier on that. Yeah, I feel they're taking over in some shape or form. They may have to work. And when I say work, it may be that because it's affected your health, they may have to return to work. Others of you, it could simply be that they're doing spiritual work on themselves. They're shifting the energy onto themselves. You have been trying to pull things together. There's been a delay on this healing. It's like, you know, a certain situation, you might have to let it go. And I do feel this is at a spiritual level. It's not necessarily connected to the relationship. I really do feel it's external situations, but it may directly impact the connection. At the heart of it, you're guided to move forward. This person, this love interest, they're doing what they need to do. They know that this is your process. They also feel if this is destined, you two are going to be together. But I do feel you're going to take a pause. I'm going to pull 4 cards to see how it's going to progress forward. You have a very unique read. It's very fatiguing, actually. It's not even late. Okay. This is what I'm hearing. You have the first card you have is sacral chakra, and I did say this was, you know, something of an energy where, in a manifestation sense, this is connected to your goals, passions, cravings, and fulfillment. And really, when we look at the sacral chakra, it's your creativity, it's fertility, passion, intimacy, guilt, fear. With this, it's breaking down to a 3. This can be source, masculine, feminine, like really balancing yourself out, but really looking at within your power. And I'm also hearing team, you know, what you want wants you, right? I do feel you've been working that hard and trying to achieve dreams. Look at the way the woman, and it doesn't mean to say you're a woman watching this video. Look at the way the figure on the card is reaching out desperately. It's like almost drowning in emotions, working very hard on the creativity, diving deep for this, really pulling deep in for this. There is a yearning with this. You have a deep, deep connection with this person. But in your general life alone, It's like you've really been working very hard, and it's always felt like something's been just that little bit out of your reach. The next card is a 10, and it is your third eye and your crown chakra. This is what I'm sensing with this card. It's perspective, truth, knowledge, and clarity. Now remember, we had celestial teacher connected to source Gaia in reverse. So I did suggest for you to clear your crown chakra, which is drinking water, do some meditation, use a smudge stick, rest and recoup. Being a 10 and it is upright. This is where you need to follow your intuition of the way you see it, the way you feel it, what energy you have left, what is to have a fresh beginning, what's to have an ending. Because your next card's base chakra, and it can be linking up to a family home. This is also your foundation. In order to have this foundation, and this is very Saturn energy, being strict with yourself and saying, okay, I have worn myself out this year. A situation has transpired in a connection. This is what needs to be achieved. This is what I'm moving towards. And if you guys have been working really hard and seeing the other person's perspective, they may have even been warning you, you're wearing yourself out, you're tired, I'm tired, you're tired. This is if you're in a connection. Even just in general, if you're not together, just the vibration, there is a deep, deep spiritual connection between the two of you. There is a lot of cravings. I'm also seeing you guys having very lucid dreams. I just heard Venus in my head. I mean, she really does look like Aphrodite or Venus. So some of you, it might be a Taurus or a Libra. Yeah, you've really got to look at this situation with not, see, I told you Venus, rose-colored glasses. The card says, painting the roses red, covering errors up. Now, it's meditation. It's number 9, so it's looking and it's pausing. It's like, okay, what am I passionate about? What am I going to do with this? What's the truth? And look, it's still fixable. What to do from here? But I'm hearing, and especially with the communication card coming up in the love domain, needing to have a truthful conversation. And this can be to do with other people impacting the connection, or it can be directly to your love interests. But I do feel it can go either way. But it's like just saying it, you know, and calling it for what it is. Yeah, really not wanting toxic people around you, seeing the truth of a situation and no longer being trapped. And, you know, creating a very stable foundation. I really do feel for some